Very, very nice.
Since we have already gone through some of the top players, you most likely could have guessed who the next person to take on Solus 4 would be. That's right, Randy Ladyman. Randy's first documented run would be 2.484 million points on May 2nd, 2016, but would improve this rather quickly to just 400 points above G-Gamerman's score to claim first place for the first time on the song.
Did I get it?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I literally got 2.568, but I don't know how much I don't know if I beat Dan there.
Yes, you're first place by 500 points.
Ha!
Damn.
Got him! Yes! Oh my
GG.
god.
Since a score like this already facilitated a 99%, this would mean score improvements were going to stagnate, and that reaching the next goal of 2.6 million was going to require a ton of consistency and very good star power usage. After half a year later, on November 22nd, 2016, Randy would be the first person to break the 2.6 million point barrier. While all these runs were very solid and displayed great consistency in the sections G Gamerman and Randy were capable of, there seemed to be a halt in the amount of sections being hit in a real run, and score improvements were really starting to slow down. With the exception of Darkly in 2015, no one else had really been able to FC Machinations A in a real run. Stepping Solo A all the way to Soul of a Robot A was very inconsistent, and Murderous Solo B to Outro A was never thought to be hit in a real run either. Randy would eventually get one last score of 2.63 million that would display great consistency and star power usage throughout the entire song. This would be the last run on Guitar Hero, but not the last score on Solus 4, as a new game would be on the rise, and this unlocked Solus 4's true potential as a song.
Damn. Holy shit. Wow. God damn. Beat my PB by 10k. Holy shit, minus 33? What? Really?
In the midst of 2017, a new game was on the rise, and quickly had multiple top players switching over. This game is called Clone Hero, a free version of Guitar Hero on PC with tons of new features, optimizations, and more. One key difference that makes Clone Hero quite different from Guitar Hero 3 in terms of scoring is that Clone Hero now allows overlapping star power, which was a concept that wasn't introduced until Guitar Hero World Tour. With this added feature in Clone Hero, this meant that the star power pathing changed a bit. One major example being that a player can now activate star power in the end of Stepping Solo A and hold it all the way to Enlighten Solo B, since they were now able to gain star power in Breaker Solo while in the middle of their star power phrase. With this mechanic, Randy set out to go for another personal best and would beat it by 20,000 points on January 6th, 2018.
Sick. 2.65. Awesome. Beat my PB by 20k. 98%. That run was really not that good. 2.7 is still possible, for sure.
Despite this being a personal best score-wise, this would actually be a fair bit away from his best note count. This then raised the question, if 2.6 was doable on GH3's engine with no star power overlapping, what would be possible on Clone Hero? The logical goal would be 2.7 million, but if it was going to be done, it was just going to be barely over 2.7 million. To get 2.7 million, a player would have to utilize star power extremely well, and nail every section with a few exceptions for some leeway, such as Machinations A, Stepping Solo B, Soul of a Robot A, and Murderous Solo B. This did not mean that a player could slack on these sections by any means, but if the player was capable of FCing every other section consistently, 2.7 million would just barely be doable. The 2.7 million hype was real, and all eyes were on Randy to pull it off. Randy was looking like he was on pace, the chat was cheering him on during Outro A, and Randy was confident that all he needed to do was hit Outro F, and the 2.7 million mark would be met. However, Randy would miss right at the beginning of Outro F after activating star power, and would miss his mark by quite a bit due to not having an 8x multiplier for the rest of the song.
Whew! No! Oh! I'm pissed. I'll be right back, guys.
This run didn't end up being as disappointing as it had initially looked, as while Randy had obtained around 75,000 points during his star power usage with the miss at the beginning, he only would have been able to get 95,000 with a full 8x multiplier, still leaving him short 10,000 points of his 2.7 million point goal. Randy wasn't a stranger to facing constant chokes in such demanding situations, as he would finally reach his goal of 2.7 million on January 23rd, 2018, with a score of 2,706,643 points.
We got it. Fuck yeah. Yes. Holy fucking shit. Yes. Oh my god, I was so nervous. Yes. About fucking time, dude.
This score would spark two kinds of responses. People that claimed that the song was dead and that any improvement to it would be very minuscule or not viable, and then there were the people who were expecting an FC now. The constant hypothesizing eventually led Asai to make this video.
So imagine the nerves. Imagine the nerves FCing past that. Okay, you can do that. That transition is already barely doable. Okay? I really do not see anybody ever FCing past Machinations A. There's no way anyone's going to FC past Machinations. Now, wait, no. Now you might say, oh, but what if? What if somebody does? What if somebody does? And you're right. It's fine. We can theorize that all we want. It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to do it.
On January 25th, 2018, Asai uploaded a video titled, Why Solus 4 Won't Be FC'd. This video covers all of the hard sections discussed previously, but with much more emphasis and visual representations of why each section would not be viable to hit in a real run, going over sections like Synthetic Verse B, Stepping Solo A and B, and more. Asai would actually eat his words rather quickly, as he managed to pull this off in one of his streams.
Oh my god! 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 It happened! It happened! No way! As far as I'm concerned, that's first ever documented. Unless somebody can show me like a stream highlight or something, or get some reputable community members.
After Asai became the first person to hit this transition, on February 21st, 2018, he took it upon himself to chase after Randy's record, and got extremely close, being the second person to break the 2.7 million barrier. Asai would actually miss a lot less notes than Randy, missing only 20 notes. Believe it or not, the main reason he would lose so many points had nothing to do with the second half of the song. In Fatalism E, where both players activated, Asai would miss while Randy FC'd, and while a single miss might not sound as crucial as it seems, we can't forget that he had activated star power in this section, meaning that he missed out on thousands of points just from a single miss. However, he would be able to make up almost enough ground to beat the record, as he had hit the murder speed outro transition that Randy did not hit in his 2.7 million run. Asai's run would be 4,000 points behind, and at this point, there would finally be a new reigning champion of Solus 4. Just a week later, he finally took the crown on February 28th, 2018.
World fucking record. Let's go. We did it.
Ain't really fuck with me way back then, but how about now? Cause I'm up right
Just barely, but we did it. 2.708, boys.
So how long did this record last, and how long would Asai bask in the glory of now having the world record? Well, not very long, because now there was a new challenger, and this sparked perhaps the most intense score competition this game has ever seen, between Asai and one of the first people to have a technical Solus 4, Mr. Darkly himself. Darkly had actually been creeping up on Asai's score for a week or so, improving his score faster than any other player had done. On March 1st, 2018, Darkly had quickly taken the record from Asai. And when I say quickly, I mean in less than a day, with a score of 2.709 million, just over 1,000 points from the previous record. Darkly's run on this would be the catalyst for a very intense score battle between two of the best players in the world, competing on a song that is over 12 minutes in length. Asai was dedicating entire streams to this song just to take the record, and the grind was never more evident at this point. Darkly beat his own score the very next day and upped the ante by 25,000 points, with a score of 2.734 million and a minus 15. Despite missing the same amount of notes, Darkly managed to make up a ton of ground by hitting the murder speed at outro transition. He was actually behind his old run just about the entire time, but hitting that one section with star power allowed him to make up nearly 30,000 points. Despite all the hype built up around it, the barrage of records went vacant for a few days, wondering if Darkly's massive improvement would be beat for a while. Then, the community got to witness a run that was almost too good to be true.
Streak! Let's go! Holy shit, we're gonna get 5K. There we go. 6K? Come on, give me 6K. Give me 6 motherfucking K! $6K. And a stepping solo A. This is the best note streak. What the fuck? I did not know this was gonna happen today. I didn't know this was gonna fucking happen today. Are you joking? Are you joking right now? Are you joking right now? How many is that minus? What is that? Is that a minus fucking 7? Minus 7! Let's go! Minus 7! Soulless 4! Minus 7! Let's go!
On March 7th, 2018, Asai managed to FC the entire song besides the transition from Stepping Solo B to Breaker Solo and Soul of a Robot A, and became the first person to acquire not just the first 4,000 note streak, but the first 5,000 and 6,000 note streak, FCing past Machinations A and Stepping Solo A, and decimating just about everything else, with a score of 2.1 million points. This was the run that now showed it was indeed possible to FC Solus 4, the man who claimed it was not possible, now showcasing the best possible evidence for an FC. The only disappointing thing about this run was the star power usage, as despite only missing in a couple of sections of the song, Asai didn't beat Darkly's run as much as he had hoped to, and Darkly took full advantage of this a day later on March 9th, 2018, with a score of 2.758 million points.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Yes! Yes!
Despite Asai's and Darkly's runs being nearly identical in terms of star power pathing, there was one star power activation that separated their scores immediately. Let's start with Darkly's run. In Darkly's run, he activates star power in Chorus 1, and then when he wants to activate star power again, he uses it as soon as possible in Chorus 2. In Asai's run, he holds on to his star power until Synthetic Verse A, a section that is not necessarily as dense and gave away a lot of opportunity to maximize his points with an 8x multiplier. How many points did Asai give away exactly? Asai lost 25,000 points in just the first 2 minutes of the song. This means that Asai's run with this minor change alone could have gotten him around 2.75 million points. Another world record drought would occur, and this time it would go on for a bit longer than people were expecting. But Darkly would eventually improve his score again to 2.761 million points. Asai would try to beat the score a few days later, but would be just shy of 600 points on March 29, 2018.
PB. Fuck yeah. We're 600 off of world record. No way. We're 600. We're 600 points off. No way. Let's go. Let's go.
These runs were hitting a breaking point. The competition between Asai and Darkly was unlike anything the community has ever seen. Darkly would beat his own score again on April 3rd, 2018, with a score of 2.765 million points.
Yes! Yes! Let's go! Woo-hoo! Ah! I got a -6! Oh my god! Wait. Yes! Oh my god! Oh!
Then Asai would take it back with 2.775 million points on April 18th, 2018.
$2.775. Did we get it? Was that it? Wow. Oh.
The unfortunate thing about this record was despite how much he beat the last one by, he happened to be doing it on a World Tour guitar, a guitar that is known to rake strum extremely poorly, restricting Asai from crucial points on Soul of a Robot A, and a chance to lower the note count even more. This would also be the last score we would see from Asai ever on this song, so there was really only one person left to do it. Darkly would actually go to improve this score quite a few times after this. Once on April 28th with 2.778 million points, then 2.785 million about a week and a half later.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yes! Yes! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh shit! A -5? What?
The suspense was building up. Darkly hasn't stopped rapidly improving his score on the song for weeks upon weeks straight, and by most people's estimations, the FC was right there. On May 13th, 2018, it was essentially confirmed at this point. Darkly had even uploaded a video of him FCing the stepping solo B to breaker transition 5 times in a row a couple weeks later, and then
A -2?
that was it. This would be the farthest Solus 4 would get, a -2, only missing on the transition from stepping solo B to breaker solo. Getting past Machinations A was hard enough, and getting to stepping solo B was just as